The Department of New Media and Rebranding of the Liberia Broadcasting System presents Nightline Liberia. From the valleys of Liberia to the top of Wologisi Mountain, Nimba, Grand Kipma, River G, to the coast of Sino, Bassa, Bong, Riverses, Maryland, Margibi, Grand Cru, Bapolu, Grand Jide, and Monserrado. We present to you Nightline Liberia, a primetime talk show loaded with factual news, fresh information, not fiction. Nightline Liberia. We set the tune. We control the airwaves. We are the nation's pride, the biggest platform. Our panelists are some of Liberia's brightest and best political analysts from diverse backgrounds, like Vandela Patrick, Dr. Lester Zomatic Tene, Al Hussein Fadiga, Samson Brown Tour, Daniel Sando, and Eugene Lamin Fangon. Nightline Liberia begins at 8 p.m. with 60 minutes around the country, bringing you updates from LBS correspondents. Nightline Liberia's final segment kicks off with its panelists and pundits from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. as they propound on trending national issues. Nightline Liberia. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
When we work together, there is nothing we cannot overcome as a people. This is why I ask all of you representatives of our people to join me to do the business of the Liberian people by not doing business as usual. I challenge you to join me to think Liberia, love Liberia, and build life.
It's Nightline Liberia every Monday to Friday beginning at 8 p.m. on ELBC Radio, 99.9 FM, and other frequencies around the country. Bringing you updates from LBS correspondents. Nightline Liberia's final. The Department of New Media and Rebranding of the Liberia Broadcasting System presents Nightline Liberia. From the valleys of Liberia to the top of Wologisi Mountain, Nimba, Grand Kipma, River G, to the coast of Sino, Bassa, Bong, Riverses, Maryland, Margibi, Grand Cru, Bapolu, Grand Jide, and Monserrado. We present to you Nightline Liberia, a primetime talk show loaded with factual news, fresh information, not fiction. Nightline Liberia. We set the tune. We control the airwaves. We are the nation's pride, the biggest platform. Our panelists are some of Liberia's brightest and best political analysts from diverse backgrounds, like Vandela Patrick, Dr. Lester Zomatic Tene, Al Hussein Fadiga.
Nightline Liberia. This is where we discuss national issues trending in the country, and we bring to you some of the best, the cream de la cream of panelists across the Republic of Liberia to discuss those pertinent issues that are critically important to our country. Let's say today is a great day, a little bit unusual because Fabine has been on the news. She just took a breather, but she's here. She's not going anywhere. She's going to sit with us very, very shortly. Today, over the last few days, we've been talking about this great groundbreaking ceremony on the LBS compound. That's where our focus will be tonight. Let me welcome our panelists. I know they will join us a little later on the show. Let me also invite all of our listeners and followers as we go ahead tonight on our program Nightline Liberia. Well, over the last few days, Fabine is here with us now. Fabine, welcome to Nightline.
Thank you.
So Fabine, good evening. Welcome to Nightline Liberia.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
So our focus today is an extension of the conversation we've been having over the last few days, where Liberia and China went into an agreement where China agreed to construct a state-of-the-art broadcast complex, both radio and television, and the plan was that that launch would have been carried out by His Excellency President Joseph Numa Boakai. Uh, and truly, that launch took place today when the president visited the compound of the Liberia Broadcasting System. He made a very strong statement emphasizing the cordiality of the relationship between Liberia and the People's Republic of China. He also talked about the critical role that LBS has to play in Liberia's development. He talked about how LBS can help foster our traditional and cultural uh, respect for ourselves, including our elders and the rest of it. So we thought tonight to place a spotlight on the president's comment at this ceremony. So we'll go verbatim and then we'll come back and start to discuss these. And thankfully, a lot of people turned out today to grace the occasion. So the president's statement: LBS board chairman Pia and members of the board, Director General Eugene L. Fangon and the LBS family, Mr. Ambassador of the Friendly People's Republic of China, our supportive partners, Senator Darius Dillon, our own friend, Representative Benner Blue Benson of District 17, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That is how the president prefaced his remark today. And he said, "Today, indeed, is another remarkable day in the sphere of information dissemination in our nation. Indeed, we all will agree that this is a momentous occasion for Liberia as we gather to celebrate the groundbreaking of a transformative project that has such great potential to shape the outlook and future of our dear nation. We we do this here today with consummate optimism and much anticipation that the edifice that will rise from the ground here will carry so much potential to positively impact our population. The new television and radio expansion project represents such a significant endeavor that has been made possible through the generous support of the People's Republic of China. We are highly grateful. The project represents much more than the mere construction of a physical media facility. It stands as a testament to our unwavering commitment to a vibrant and free press, free and unfettered expression of views, and access to information about the governance of our country. These are elements that are so fundamental to any thriving democracy. In a world where information is a powerful force, expanding our broadcasting capabilities will ensure that every voice can be heard and every view can be expressed. This will not only empower our citizens with the knowledge they need, but will also foster a well-informed citizenry, a cornerstone of a healthy and participatory democracy. The essence of information to our survival and interpersonal interactions is huge, especially in this modern era. It was United States President Ronald Reagan who once remarked that information is the oxygen of the modern age. I hold that information is the indispensable fuel of education. And as we all will agree, education is the bedrock of any nation's advancement. This expansion of facilities and means of the dissemination of critical information to the population evidently will play a crucial role in enhancing our ability to deliver quality educational content. Even further, it will help us in dissecting the nuances of governance and as well as enable us to glean information from the people so as to render more relevant our decision making processes. By broadening our reach and according channels for feedback, we can provide invaluable civics, agriculture, health, and education resources and support lifelong learning. This project will help bridge international gaps between population centers and open doors of opportunity for our people, driving forward our collective progress and personal development. Moreover, this initiative is perfectly aligned with our national development agenda. It reflects our vision of building a connected, informed, and empowered society where development is propelled by knowledge and transparency. Our collaboration with China is a powerful demonstration of the strength and pertinence of our international partnerships and our shared commitment to mutual growth and prosperity. This partnership is a clear example of how global cooperation can support national development goals and create lasting positive impacts. Our friends from China are not unfamiliar with Liberia and the Liberia broadcasting system. It will be gratefully recalled that back in 2006 2007, they stepped forth to help with the rehabilitation of our rural broadcasting system, involving our relay stations in a number of counties, including Bassa, Bomi, Bong, Granjide, Lofa, and Maryland. We look forward to more of these dividends from such a promising bilateral relationship. And to you, Director General Fangon and the LBS family, I urge you to remain resolute in your resolve to take the truth to the people, to pull government and the proper closer together, or the government and the people closer together, and to promote the image of the country. The government counts on you to play well your part in this collective undertaking to change the narrative of this nation. So, because of the emphasis here, I'm going back there to repeat this particular statement. And it says, and to you, Director General Fangon and the LBS family, I urge you to remain resolute to your resolve to take the truth to the people, to pull government and the people closer together, and to promote the image of the country. The government counts on you to play well your part in this collective undertaking to change the narrative of this nation. Let me remind all that as we break this ground today, we are not merely initiating the construction of one other nice building. Ours is an effort to lay the foundation for a greater, a brighter, more informed, and participatory future for Liberia. This project, thus, embodies our dedication to progress, education, free exchange of ideas, as well as the expansion of public awareness of the people on the situation and direction of our country. I summon you hence to embrace this movement with great anticipation, optimism, and enthusiasm, knowing that our collective efforts portend a mere enlightened and prosperous Liberia. We repeat there for emphasis. I summon you hence to embrace this moment with great anticipation, optimism, and enthusiasm, knowing that our collective efforts portend a more enlightened and prosperous Liberia. In our burning desire to reclaim, rescue, and restore this nation, we must all get our hands on deck, bearing that sense bearing that sense of common purpose and embracing the call for us to think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. So, for emphasis again, we go over this part. In our burning desire to reclaim, rescue, and rescue this nation, we must, all of us, get our hands on deck, bearing that sense of common purpose and embracing the call for us to think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Thanks to you all. God bless us and save our forward-looking nation. This is the statement that President Boakai released today when he broke grounds for the construction of a modern broadcast complex, radio and television complex at the Liberia Broadcasting System. You know, the president was very emphatic. In fact, when he talked about he wants television reach the entire country, all of the counties in Liberia. He wants radio to reach throughout the Republic of Liberia. And he issued a charge on the Director General Eugene Fangon and the LBS family to do everything possible to ensure that the people of Liberia get the true benefit of the radio station and the television station. He thanked the Chinese people for the relationship between Liberia and China. Well, as soon as we get our panelists, we'll go to them. But Fabian, you have been following this. It almost looked like it was a fairy tale because we kept talking about it. A $5.5 million complex or project for the construction of a modern complex that would house both radio and television. Today it became a reality. The president visited the main compound of the Liberia Broadcasting System and actually broke ground for this project. What are your reflections?
Well, today I've been here as early as 5:30 since this morning, and I witnessed the ceremony with several government officials that came along with the president and other dignitaries that graced the occasion. We had a crowded compound today that people came from all walks of life to witness the groundbreaking ceremony. And then there were several speakers, like some of the lawmakers. I remember Honorable Bernard Blue. He spoke, and then he said it all started from ELBC, his broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
And so to tell you that the state broadcaster is not only an entity for the Liberian people, but it's also a training ground that builds people capacity. And so when he spoke, other speakers followed. But then the president spoke vividly about issues relating to the state broadcaster. And one thing he said that I was thinking about, he said, he reminded us that the groundbreaking was not merely a construction of a nice building,
Mm-hmm.
but instead it was a construction, or it is going to be a construction of a place where ideas are proffered, good contents are being relayed on radio and television that will promote the country's image. And he even urged our Director General to do more along with the staffers, so to project good messages on the radio. And that was also encouraging. And I think from the message the president gave today that was relayed, that everybody listened to, I think LBS is going to do more to work harder so that people see the state broadcaster as an entity for all Liberians, not only for a particular group or for a particular person. Because with this project that is about to commence, obviously we hope to see that being dedicated next year, October, where we have new facilities here. And the capacity building was something that they all stressed on,
Mm-hmm.
that China even promised to offer trainings and opportunities for LBS staffers, because once they have the building presented, obviously you need to train people so as to work along with the equipment that will be on ground. And so for them providing opportunities and traveling opportunities and training and building our human capacity, either in China or in Kenya, I see that as something good. It's been happening, but I see that as something good, especially with the commencement of this new project.
Yes, you talk about the representative Benson Blue,
Mhm.
but there was also our colleague Jonathan Pelele.
Yes, he
also
spoke on the
very
sidelines,
strongly
yeah.
on the sidelines of the program.
Mhm.
He was saying that it's not just an ELBC affair, not just an LBS affair. In fact, that this is the national broadcaster. Everybody, especially media professionals, should take keen interest in what is happening here at the Liberia Broadcasting System.
Sure.
So yeah, that's where we are. We've seen one time where there has been this talk about Liberia China cooperation, and there was a memorandum of understanding signed by LBS Director General Eugene Fangon and the China Media Group through their head, and then they were talking about, okay, there will be the construction of a complex, a broadcast complex that will help both television and radio. And then later on, we heard the news again that there will be a groundbreaking, and the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Boakai, would break grounds. Everything that has been said has come to pass, as has been said. So we have every reasons to believe that in a year's time, because I think that they're talking about that's the duration of the project. Within a year, that project should be completed, and probably we will see the President of the Republic coming again to dedicate that project. And especially when he talked about charging LBS to work towards ensuring that every county capital has television, access to television and radio, and because this is critically important in making sure that the people have adequate information about what's happening in their country, and that we can nurture democracy. Democracy has elements. Okay, when you're looking at the elements that are ingredients to democracy, by the time you start to talk about the principles of governance, transparency, accountability, participation, the rule of law, responsiveness. All of these will be shortchanged if you don't have an effective, true communication system, communication setup to bring the governors and the governed on the table, to have conversation, to pass information onto them. Then you will stifle democracy, because when the people know, then they will not be misled. When the people know, there is a tendency that attempts not to be transparent could be thwarted because people are aware of what is happening. So this is a huge undertaking here at the Liberia Broadcasting System. And like we say, let's see the Liberia. There's one time in the history of Liberia that LBS is for everybody. The president did say that. LBS is not for one person. Everybody should have access to LBS. He stressed, though, that gone should be the days when people will use the media facilities to insult other people, to insult leaders. We should use this to promote development. We should use this to promote peaceful coexistence. We should use this to promote democracy. And the mere fact that we are elevating the need for a system where you have both television and radio across the country, I would think that it is going to be hard for me to go back to my constituency and provide information that I would probably not give the full information to my constituents, because they will have followed, they will have seen on television, they will have heard on radio. So it's like an attempt at running an open administration, an open government where people know exactly what's going on. How can you chip in on this?
Information is a powerful tool. So take, for instance, with the state broadcaster being here, and with this great project being initiated today, you know that we have this traditional broadcasting here. So if we bring the radio and television to the people, that will be a boost for the entity and the citizenry as a whole. Because take, for instance, when you leave Montserrat County and go in the Leeward counties, it's ELBC that you hear and monitor all across. Take, for instance, what if I went to a place like maybe somewhere far off in Lofa County, where maybe some other place that you won't have network for 2 or 3 days, or maybe for few hours, and not everybody will be in a position of recharging, like maybe having access to internet. And so once they have the radio and they have the television being brought to them, and is seeing and listening to what's happening in and out of Monrovia and other counties, I mean, they will always want to tune in. So with this project and ELBC being covered in almost all of the counties, and because we've been getting feedbacks from other counties,
Right.
all our substations are on, and so you have people calling beyond, even up to having the television on, and or you have people calling beyond telling you that, oh, I'm watching LNTV in Yekepa, I'm watching LNTV in Maryland County, I'm watching LNTV in Lofa and Grand Jide. And so once it's been done that way, I mean, it needed information we get to people in time. And once we have that message of peace being broadcast, it will have people spirits reawaken to know what's happening in and around Liberia. So we want to thank the Liberian government and the Chinese government for this initiative, and LBS will do all it can to bring the radio and television to the people, especially with the needed information that will be disseminated properly.
Yes, especially so when the president talked about uh, the benefits that will come, you know, with an expanded television and radio network. He spoke strongly about that. He talked about how education will be expanded, how people could use television for learning purposes. Take, for instance, when we talk about storytelling, experience sharing, it's a great way for people to learn. Over the last few days, when we opened the lines to talk to the callers, they were very excited about. For an example, the people in Maryland seeing what the people in Lofa are doing and can learn from it. The people in Nimba seeing what the people in Bapulu are doing and can learn from it. So that the whole the interconnectedness of the country, and then come to think of it, when people can sit here and see their families from afar. Don't forget, we've been getting indications that LNTV is even being monitored outside of the country. So
I
that
ju-
is huge. Now, if you have the
yeah,
system expanded,
I
yeah,
just saw somebody on screen say they are watching from Town live on television.
Town that's in
Grand Jide
Grand Jide
County,
County.
yes.
Can you imagine the guy is in Town? As we're sitting down here talking this evening, he's already watching to see what's going on here. Imagine if you can just come from your farm, come from your from work, come from where you trade, where you do your trading, and you can sit down and look at your television and see what's going on. We know what television does. And you're right. One Jackson Donner says he's watching live from Duatown, Konobo District, Grand Jide County, and he says, "Thank you very much, LBS, for the show always," which is fantastic. This is what we are seeing. This is what we are hearing. This is what President Bwaka is asking LBS to ensure that we have happening around the entire country. The entire country, all 15 counties, all county capitals have access to LNTV. All of the country has access to radio, such that even those who might want to spread fake news, at least the country, the population will have access to truthful information. They can easily say, "Oh, okay, yeah, we saw this, but this is reliable information we are getting." You can no longer just sit and say this is happening in Monrovia in real time. LNTV will be able to get that, to bring it to you to see it with your own eyes. They say seeing is believing. Once the people see, they will believe. In this way, we will be fostering democracy, we will be fostering development, and Liberia will be on the development move. And especially when it comes to those things, like we say, agriculture. You could have agriculture experts just sitting in studio and even educating people.
Road engineers.
Road engineer. Way back, I remember we used to have a lot of agriculture extension officers going actually from farm to farm. I'm not saying that should end, but also people will be able to just sit there and watch that television. You see people saying, this is how you do fish farming. If you want to do fish farming, this is how you do it. And people might come to say, oh, you want to grow cassava, this is what you do. And people might come and say, okay, you want to be a dietitian, for example, you want to prepare certain foods. For example, Fabien could sit there and say, if you want to make a nice
Palm butter. Yes.
This is what you do. And she will demonstrate it and people will see it. And I can say for a fact, I mean, when this all comes together, it is going to be huge in terms of improving the lives of the people, in terms of development, in terms of education, and Liberia is going to be so much better. And then we will know what's happening around us. Sometimes when you don't know what's happening around you, you are not moved. You think that you're doing well, but you only need to see the next person that will motivate you to do even more. What do you think?
Yes, even when you just mentioned about programs, especially within the ARS agenda, I was thinking about the tourism sector, that could also be discussed and be brought to the people, because we have, when it comes to landscape and viewing, we have so many beautiful areas that we need to showcase to other people. So once you have people discussing tourism and bringing it to the people both on radio and television, they will get to know what we have and what we can showcase. So I give you an example. Court opened this August for the August term, and the judge of River G County in his charge said, instead of taking days or weeks to come to Monrovia, I mean, he just ride through River G and to come, and he was surprised that the rule is okay for people to apply and not staying hours. And so I remember in his charge, he commended the government for the arrest agenda, because he spoke basically on the rule of law, and he gave credit to the government for spelling out those initiatives or projects they want to carry out in their government. So by having this radio and television bringing to the people, we could incorporate other programs, create other contents that people will know what's happening in and around us.
Like you are the code. I mean, if I would just jump in, you are the code. And you were reporting that, a particular case, was heard, and people can actually see. I mean,
yes,
can sit in the counters and see
what's happening.
This particular case was heard, and this person probably was brought down guilty for, imagine, like the whole issue of rape that is high now. That alone will serve as deterrent for other people. But this government here is very serious about this. We have to be careful.
So we are grateful for both governments, as we said earlier. And another thing I remember, when the president was charging the director general today, he said something that he should remain resolute to take the truth to the people, and to pull the government and people together. So that's a clear message, pulling the government and people together. Having them gelling on a fine note or on a good note.
Don't be this wedge. You drive a wedge between the government and the people, or the people and the government.
So you have to have that if not softened ground or soft ground, so that when you're giving out the needed information and disseminating it the right way, you have people comparing and contrasting and saying, yes, this is coming from ELBC. We are seeing it, and we're watching it, and we're hearing it. So I think this is something good, and we will definitely do our best here by disseminating the right information to the people across. Liberia and beyond.
See, he says here, the new television and radio expansion project represents such a significant endeavor that is being made possible through the general support of the People's Republic of China. We are highly grateful. Can you imagine this statement drives the relationship between Liberia and the
And
People's
China,
Republic of
yeah.
China.
And he
You
was
know,
as far back as 2006, 7.
exactly. Very grateful
Yeah,
to the
grateful
People's Republic
for
of China.
the raw
There's a
broadcast.
lot of ingratitude that we see sometime from people.
Mhm.
If you don't mind, even this effort, somebody will say this is nothing. They will show no
Sure, of course,
appreciation
yeah.
in the name of the quote unquote the mighty political, maneuvering here and there. But I think that would be unfair. If it's good, say it's good. If it has problems, say there are some problems,
There are some
But you
problems.
just only in the name of this project represents much more than the mere construction of a physical media facility. It stands as a testament to our unwavering commitment to vibrant and free press, free and unfettered access to freedom of expression and of views and access to information about the governance of the country. That's what the project represents. That's what he said. In other words, you should have. It's your right to have access to information about what's happening in your country, right? He says in a word where information is a
That's what I'm
powerful
coming to,
force.
yeah.
Well,
Where
you
he
can
said,
just go on. Yeah.
expanding our broadcasting capabilities will ensure that every voice can be heard and every view can be expressed.
Yes, every
voice can be heard and every view can be expressed.
A fundamental element of democracy when people can express their views, even though the Constitution is clear. I mean, you are held responsible for the abuse thereof, but you have a right. You have a right to freedom of expression, right?
Freedom of thoughts.
Freedom of thoughts. You can express freely. You can hold view. That's your basic right to hold view. And it says this will not only empower our citizens with the knowledge they need, but will also foster a well-informed citizenry. When people are well-informed, they make informed decisions and they progress, right? So the whole question of fake news will not haunt them because they'll be able to determine whether they are facts or whether this is fake news, and so this is why this particular project is so important. And what is even more important is that the government considers it a very, very important project. The president said it. The president said in his statement, I hold the view that information is the indispensable fuel of education. Indispensable fuel of education. Education, the value of education cannot be underrated. Cannot be underestimated.
Teaching by radio is also important. By radio and television,
Absolutely.
So once you have program enlightening people or telling people what it's all about by radio and television, you have people glued. Take for example, you have maybe something like Katie's Hour on the program where you have issues that affects kids and what they need to know. I mean, you will have children tuning in and being glued to their television sets or radio to see and to listen what ELBC is putting out.
Imagine when we had the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So they were teaching by radio. If you had television, around the country, people wouldn't have to go sit in classroom and get crowded. The whole issue of stay away from the other person will not exist because you have your television, whom you are not grouping, which was something really, 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 really one of those things that impacted the country. Schools were closed. In fact,
schools were closed, and at some point in time, for those of us that were in school that time, most of our lessons were done via Zoom. So we had the opportunity to learn by that because of the pandemic.
Yes. So he said the expansion of the facility and the means of the dissemination of critical information to the population evidently will play a critical role in enhancing our ability to deliver quality educational content. So there's so much embedded into this, and I like not only that the president delivered a powerful statement, he also charged the LBS management. Yes, well, I'm saying thank you. You need to work even harder, go further, And interestingly, while we were coming up almost 8 o'clock, there was still some people on the LBS compound. There
Yeah,
was
yeah,
still some
yeah.
people
Still
dancing.
some people
Yeah,
dancing. Yeah,
and I saw the director general dance today. Like I don't know. He must have, he must have been really, really.
really happy. Yeah,
But he worked. He worked very hard
yeah.
for it. I remember he was saying just last night, I've heard some criticisms. I'm not a journalist and I have no business being here, but trust you me, I don't have to be a journalist. In his words, once I can come and make it happen, I don't think that should be a problem. It is my performance, that should count. He said, in fact, some of the things I've been able to do here didn't take so much. It's just that perhaps the people needed to to prioritize, like put a screw or two here to
Hmm.
get things working. You didn't need everything else. He gave a scenario of these desk telephones, $60 for one. It will cost
$5
you five
scratch
dollars to
scratch
run
card.
one for the whole
Full
month.
month, five
And if that
dollars.
is not happening, then you'll be asking yourself why. And so with that kind of thinking, we are with the belief that the charge of the president uh, has fallen on fertile soil, and so let me say that our panelists are beginning to quote unquote the way we say in Liberia show face. Over the last few editions, Kotu has been like the first to join me most
Hmm.
nights. She'll show up before the other guys. I mean, I hope they don't envy her for getting that credit. But yes, she'll show up before then, and she will stay up to the dead end. I
Hmm.
mean, I've never seen her leave any moment before time. Yeah, I mean, I hope I hope our colleagues are doing okay.
Yeah,
One or two weren't faring too well. We heard the other day. I hope they are. Uh,
Fandala.
Vandalak. Well, at some point he said he was trying. And
Hmm.
Ceze, I stopped seeing Ceze.
Yeah,
I hope he
the
joined the
labor
team.
has some
Yeah, the Libra told us that he was going to be away for a while,
for a while. Yeah,
and
but
Thomas is
let's
also always
let's
coming. So,
welcome
so I'm sure Thomas will come to. Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead. Welcome our panelists.
welcome to the show, Koto.
Yes, thank you, Fabi, and hi to everyone there in studios and the people of Liberia and the people around the world watching us at this time and those that will be coming later to watch the show. I want to
So
say
how are
glad to
you
be part of this
doing?
day. Well, quite fun and environment is good as usual working, but taking a little time, to work for the Liberian people.
Yeah, yeah.
With your
Yes.
analysis?
Yes. Mm.
Oh, okay. So today was the much talk about groundbreaking ceremony here at the Liberia Broadcasting System. The president delivered his statement that every time you read it, you want to read it again because you have to keep digesting it. This is a part of the charge he gave to Director General Fangon and the LBS family. He said, "And to you, Director General Fangon and the LBS family, I urge you to remain resolute in your resolve to take the truth to the people, to pull government and the people closer together, and to promote the image of the country. The government counts on you to play well your part in this collective undertaking to change the narrative of this nation." Such a charge. What do you think about that, Fabien? What do you read into that charge? Seems like Fabien is trying to fetch other parts of the information. And he said, let me remind all, I'm talking about the statement of the president. Let me
Hmm.
remind all that as we break this ground today, we are not merely initiating the construction of one other nice building.
I mentioned that
Ah,
earlier.
ours is an effort to lay the foundation for a brighter, more informed, and participatory future for Liberia. That's what the president says. The project thus embodies our dedication to progress, education, the free exchange of ideas, as well as the expansion of public awareness of the people on the situation and direction of their country. I don't know whether Kotu has been following the statement by the president and other aspects of the the groundbreaking. But she has been in the discussions over the last few days. So finally, the grounds have been broken. Let's hear your initial intervention, Koto.
Well, thank you very much. Uh, I actually followed a little bit of it. I wasn't able to follow the whole program, but I listened to a portion of the president's, speech, and I listened, and I was keenly listening to the responsibility given to the mandate, I can say, given to the Director General and the people of the LBS family, and where he urged them. It's like giving you a responsibility and charging you with that responsibility to make sure that that responsibility given to you is to the fullest. And I was just enjoying that portion of the speech. And also, he talked about let's say information dissemination, and where he wanted every views and voice be heard, and that was some part, because there's a tendency that people will try to misinform people, especially when they are not in the position of getting the right information. So, and people will go with what they assume, they might be in not the know of what some people will be saying, like for example, we're hearing about it, $22 million. People will say $22 million spent on road, and people come out to explain, about how it wasn't $22 million use, and there has to be a program like such where the people will know exactly what's happening, then the wrong information going to them. But that can be done without an institution like such be built, where the information will be disseminated in all the counties and everywhere, around the country to get this information. And I also like how I saw every part of the activities were part of the program, like the culture, the dances, and
Wow.
and the recognition of people that have worked with the LBS family.
Mhm.
I was so happy about that, because you need to recognize people for the past job they have done, especially with the LBS family. And I support that. And I think that something good will be done, because if they charge you with the responsibility and give you the support, and which I saw from the president, I think that is something that I expect that you guys are going to work hard. And from what I heard from the DG himself yesterday, I think he's so excited to take on this responsibility. Like in a year time, we'll see something new about LBS.
Hmm. So in fact, there was a point when the president said, "I summon you hence to embrace this moment with great anticipation, optimism, and enthusiasm, knowing that our collective efforts portend a more enlightened and prosperous Liberia. In our burning desire to reclaim, rescue, and restore this nation, we must all get our hands on deck, bearing that sense of common purpose and embracing the call for us to think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia." That is a rallying call on everybody. So everybody should have access to information by way of the radio and television, but everybody should also put hands on deck, because that way we all will build our country.
Sure, exactly. Because once we have all hands on deck with ideas flowing in from both ways and coming together to find common thought or sense on whatever you've been discussing or been discussed, it brings that sense of unity. And with that sense of unity being brought, when people have that in mind, working together and promulgating messages won't be that difficult. So it's the same as disseminating set information that we are talking about. So once the president urging everybody, he's not like discriminating. He's calling on all Liberians to have
Yes.
hands on deck. And once you have that unifying force, there's nothing that can really separate people. So with his urge today, I'm sure the DG took into consideration all that the president said to him. And I think there's a task ahead and he has to carry on that task. So it's just the beginning of everything that was earlier said. And then it came to fruition today by evidence of the groundbreaking that we saw being performed in the compound of the LBS, coupled with other visitors. and dignitaries and government officials like Grace Occasion and all other well-meaning Liberians that actually came to see what was happening today.
You know what I'm also noticing is this whole thing about perception, right? That somewhere yesterday somebody was like, there was a time certain people did not come to LBS because they had a mindset, but the president is saying everybody should have access.
Yeah, everybody
Should be able to express themselves. Everybody has a right to hold a view. All hands should be on deck. Nobody should be denied. In fact, he's charging the LBS Director General and management team to bring the people and the government together.
To pull
them together.
The people and the government together.
I like that.
Yes,
just bring pull them together so that
together.
The government and because it's like when the radio station and maybe the television station says something, there's a tendency that people would take it to be the truth. So you will as well say the truth, because if you don't, people will believe it. In this time and age where we now have things coming in, like we heard about fake news before, but it's more pronounced now, especially when it comes to politics, and the rest of it. So the president is saying we want to make sure that we have this facility, but we are not just putting up another building, just not another nice building. I mean, it should be, true to the word itself. We should have a complex, an institution that will carry out a mandate that is a clear vision of the president as he expressed it. Listen, I want everybody to have their view. They should be able to express. We should have the facility to use it for educational purposes, to deliver educational content. So I mean, it's one of the best things that have happened to the Liberia broadcasting system and to Liberia of late. And I'm beginning to see that there's that. Take for instance the media community. We know we have our colleagues working there with other media institutions. We go out there. There's really improving cordiality. We go to places and there's no such thing as, I remember time past when it used to be government media, government journalists and non-government journalists, because that's how things were. But they say the fish starts to rot from the head. So with the vision to say let's have improved media facilities that will enhance the delivery of high quality media content for everybody. In fact, I'm calling everybody to have hands on deck. You can bring the ideas to LBS. So say, look, listen, we have this idea that will bring more good content that will pull, as in the words of the president, pull the government and the people together, so that together we sit on the same table, and not only sitting on the same table, because you can sit on the same table and don't have the same meal, Fabi. Sometimes you can sit there and
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. You can sit on the same table
and don't have the same meal.
No, there may be powerful people in there that you're not even brave to look at and take certain meal, right?
Sure.
I remember growing up as a kid, you sat having food with your seniors. You didn't go for the fish they made and all of that, because if you did that, you'll be reprimanded. Why are you stretching your hand to pick up a piece of fish? You don't want to eat the rice or whatever food it is, So it's good to be at the table and have access. There's one, the president is saying you should have access. Without discrimination.
I think that's good news.
Exceptionally good.
With that statement being made, he has cleared the perception.
Absolutely.
Of people saying that ELBC is now one-sided.
Yeah.
But with that being made, people will have confidence. People will have the hope. People will say, yes, I can go to ELBC.
Yes.
I can air my views. I can express myself. I'll be able to have an interview granted to say what I like, just by that statement emanating from President Boyka's mouth, from the House's mouth today. I mean, he has restored hope to others. Like, take for example, your Nightline Liberia.
Right.
You have people like viewers from the comments on the screen. It proves that people now have a place, especially on the government platform, to express themselves, saying this or saying that. but you can express it in a way that it won't be offensive.
Yes.
Yeah, very professional in that manner, and people will understand. And he made similar remark
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Yeah. Last night, if I would jump in, I said, talk free, but talk clean.
Yeah, talk
That's
free but
all.
talk clean.
Talk
I talk, you
free,
talk.
but talk clean. And
I
because
talk and you
you
talk.
talk, everybody talk,
Yeah.
and together we think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. The thing is, you professionally, you cannot get on the airwaves and use profanities.
Yeah,
That's unethical. That's unprofessional.
sure.
We will not allow you. Probably you might think, oh, they stopped me from speaking, but no, we will not allow you to use the airwaves that should be used for valuable purposes to foment confrontation, to foment confusion, to foment trouble. Because you see, if you start to rain insult on others and they decide to go after you, then you will begin to say you have now become one big witch that somebody is hunting. Why are you declaring yourself a witch when you are not a witch?
We are not the one being hunted.
No, I mean it's
only witches.
Yeah,
being hunted.
because let's face it. Yeah,
Koto is laughing.
Witchery is now one good thing that people cherish and celebrate. If you're a witch, sorry, you're not a nice guy.
Let's hear from Koto. I see her smiling.
So Koto, I understand you're smiling at this, but yes, we say if you declare yourself a witch, then you're setting yourself up to be haunted.
Yes, Redley said that it's good to have your view heard, but it should be in a manner in which I can understand your view and you also listen to what I have, and we all can come to a common ground. How you understand it, how I understand it, we come to a common thing, because mind you, information is disseminated, but also the person that listening, how well they understand it is another thing. Because sometimes people understand it differently, but when we be able to share our view, like we have here most of the time, I will go here and say, okay, what Fabi said, maybe what I said was wrong, or I try to reorganize my thoughts, to come back again, or to, understand it better from somebody else than what I thought it was. Because saying one thing and the person's perception could be different, And and one thing, also the kids, I recognize the kids, they were also there. You had your kids, the kids there, the LBA kids were there, and I saw they had an interview with the president also, and it's good to have that sense of belonging. And like the president said, if people feel part of certain, organization, or feel part of something, they tend to put in, their whole self into it, and then when they feel excluded. And I think that was very good to say everybody come, but be careful. You just don't come, and that's the airway actually. You can't be insightful, then you come, especially negatively, to come in the airway, and incite. So that is just not, good. We can encourage the kind of thing, for the healthy environment of a country that we have today, trying to build up. And I really admire that part of it. You can come, you can express your view without insulting, without, expressing anger, and we come. Okay, I understand your anger, but then let's sort it up and come to a common ground. I think that was one of the portions of it that I really admire the president saying also today.
Yeah.
And well, for the wishes and hunt, but we will hunt there. If you are a wish, you have to go. So for that, I'm one of those. I would say we will hunt the wishes, because a wish is just ugly. It's negative. So we don't want that negative energy. We want a positive vibe. So I think that was one thing that I really admire. We let us get the wishes out.
Yeah, sure. I mean, even traditionally in Liberia, I remember back in the days when you had like you used to have Kuntamu. I think this recently there was somewhere in Nimba when they said somebody was going after witches. Even though we don't support tribal ordeal based on Fabian can speak to that a lot. It's a legal kind of thing to expose people to trial by ordeal, but honestly, witches are normally haunted for. So please don't describe yourself a witch only because you want to get to an end. Yeah. So Take, for example, you can't come on the radio and accuse somebody of being a criminal without evidence.
Sure, you can do that.
You impute the person's reputation,
and it's damaging.
It's damaging. And you say nobody should cut you off.
Nobody should cut you
I'm
off.
a freedom to speak. Don't cut me off. I got the right to speak. But you don't have the right to impute the next man's reputation. You don't have that right. And see, somebody is appealing to us to find the voice of the president to play to play his voice. Well, we are not against that. We were just reading the text of what he said, but you even have more detail in the statement he made, the audio. I hope we can find the audio. Once we get it, we don't mind bringing it to you. So our technician is trying to ensure that we get the audio of what the president said to this. So we're going to give it a try.
Chairman and members of the board, Director General Eugene Fagon, and the LBS family, our ambassador and friend, Ambassador June Input, our supported partners, the media, former workers of the LBS, our friends, the Army, band, the cultural troops, Senator Dillon, our friends of the House, represented by the Honorable Representative of the House, in person of a good friend of government, to say to the Liberians that Liberia, you can go tell it on the mountain, Liberia on the move.
I think sorry for the breaking transmission. I don't know what I'm heard, but I noticed that my colleagues are out there. Yeah, sorry for that.
Will not only empower our citizens with the knowledge they need, but will also foster a well-informed citizenry, the cornerstone of healthy and participatory democracy. The essence of information to our survival and interpersonal interaction is huge, especially in this modern era. It was United States President Ronald Reagan who once remarked, and I quote, "Information is the oxygen of the modern age." And I hold this information is an indispensable fuel of education. And as we will agree, education is a bedrock of any nation's advancement. The expansion of facilities and means of dissemination of critical information to the population evidently will play a crucial role in enhancing our ability to deliver quality education content. Even further, it will help in dissecting the nuances of government and as well as enable us to glean information from the people to render more relevant decision-making process. By broadcasting and broadening our reach according to channels of feedback, we in its remark. Moreover, this initiative is perfectly in line with our national development agenda. It reflects our vision of building a connected, informed, and empowered society where development is propelled by knowledge and transparency. Our collaboration with China is a powerful demonstration that strength and pertinence of our international partnership and our shared commitment to mutual growth and prosperity. This partnership is a clear example of how global cooperation can support national development goals and create lasting positive impact. Our friends from China are not unfamiliar with Liberia and Liberia broadcasting system. It will be greatly recalled that back 2006-2007, they stepped forward to help with the rehabilitation of rural broadcasting system involving our relay station in a number of countries, including Bassa, Bomi, Bong, Gandia, Lufa, and Maryland. We look forward to more of these dividends from such a promising bilateral relationship. And to you, Director General Eugene Hagen and the LBS family, I urge you to remain resolute. You are resolved to take the truth to the people, to pull government and the people closer, and to promote the image of Liberia. The government counts on you to play well your part in the collective undertaking to change the narrative of this nation. And I say so, we are tired of hearing abuses on radio, disrespect to the people, the leadership. This is not development. We are a cultured society, a respected Liberia. We want to hear things that uplift, not things that bring people down. Let us remind all that we break this ground today. We are not merely initiating the construction of another nice building. And I want to thank you personally for the tidy environment that I see. I have not been here for a number of years ago.
enthusiasm, knowing that our collective effort could turn a more enlightened and prosperous Liberia.
Yes, Tony, you just listened to the president's speech. In fact, somebody asked us to play to listen, and so we will shortly go to the lines to interact with our callers to tell us what they make of what they heard from the president and the program. So, Koto, are you there? Can you hear us? You just listen, even though you watch it, but you just listen to what the president said.
Yeah, like the Alice said, they're charging you guys with a responsibility. And another point that I really wanted to strike in the president's speech was where he talks about that culture of respect, how people
Mhm.
come and talk, and this is something that is eradicating. I don't know when it started, and I mean, people come on air to be abusive, like what Mr. Vaughn was saying, that you just don't allow people to come on air and just use, insulting languages and things. And it's not conducive. It's not. Good in such an environment, and we have a good culture, and this should be expressed in the life of our children, that they will come out tomorrow from the background from which I come from. I don't know from other backgrounds, but I come from Lofa. The respect was always there, no matter what it was. If I was even in a high position, when it came to somebody being you know, even a day older than me, that respect you, be there. The manner in which I even approach that person should be completely different than my colleagues. Even with that, but even my colleagues, when we're talking to one another, we should be respectful, of one another, and not just coming out to spew up, insulting, was I think that was one of the things you were actually talking about, not just coming out and be disrespectful on air. And I think that's something we should actually stress on, And I was he talked about the thing about the dissemination, the information dissemination, and it goes, if you are in the manner of expressing or giving people information and start to give those kind of words out, people that are, digesting the information, they go with how you express it to them. So we should be careful how we speed up information. Because if you don't have to fight, just leave it as it is. Do not come and give wrong information to the people out there. And there is something that we should actually, that he talks about that I really appreciate it also.
All right, thank you, Koto. I think it's about time now that we open the lines to interact with our callers on tonight's program.
Yeah, you are right. Having already we relayed we actually read out and discussed the president's statement, and then we play the audio of a statement today. So you can now call us on 0772 876481 0772 876481. What is your view on what you heard from the president today. So many counts in his remarks when he broke grounds for the construction of the new LBS radio and television complex today. Let's go to telephone. Hello, caller. Please tell me your name and where you calling from.
Good evening to EFBC family and good evening to my fellow Liberians on Radio Land Tonight. I'm very much grateful you have the opportunity to speak to my fellow Liberians on Radio Land. By the way, the introduction, I'm Alfonso A.S. Lamar. I joined a peaceful conversation for Oro to be pursuing transformer community. Listening to our president, he spoke well, and I must comment for what he has just said. It's so impressive and encouraging and very educated and beneficial for all Liberians. We should not politicize this as a politics. What is for party A, party B, or whatever political parties for this specific reform, let's forget about it. Let's run around or show who is orientated, developmentally orientated. Hello, let's be friends. The Ome is trying to lay down platform, trying to lay down precedent of this country. And the next government that will come in, they will be able to foster the image of this country. The person spoke, it touched my heart. No, he's a leader.
Okay.
He had a bit.
All right. Thank you very much, Alfonso A.S. Kamara. Let's go to the line to talk to the next person. Do we have a caller? Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, please tell me your name and where you calling from.
My name is Thomas Ed Josiah.
Thomas Josiah, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Johnsonville.
Please go ahead.
Thank you for the elaboration, especially concerning about the program today. I really admire the program. You know, from that I can say on the October 8th, October 7th, I never work in that for nothing. I work there for purpose of the government. I've seen a lot of things that is going on make the country now looking on the rightful path. Now I even entering the city of Moria. I can see the work of the government, what they are doing. Even people realize when I even move. And I used to sometimes I'm a motorcycle. Okay. I'm not even used to pass red light. But this time I can pass red light. I feel comfortable. I see that when I'm looking sometimes, they start to call Japan Freeway, which they call a police station on the Japan Freeway.
Okay.
June 9 or June 8. Before, for me to pass there, it used to be difficult. But praise God for the government that they are doing well. Yeah, let them continue doing their work.
Okay. Okay, so Josiah, thank you very much. Let's go to the next caller. Hello, caller. Hello there, caller.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Joseph Stewart, and I call from Epitomo Road.
Okay, Joseph Stewart, let's hear you.
I just called to, let's say, give a big clap to our daddy. Start today, listening, and I came to listen again for the second and third time that this thing was replayed. I'm excited, and I say to all Liberians, our Father has said it all. The time has come that we choose to go forward, and that what for all things are passed away. Bible that we come to read and the word of God that we have studied over the years have told us that we are going, we are going forward. Anything to say in the word in the word of God, in the book of Proverbs, telling us to train up a child in the way that he should go, that when he's old, he will not depart from it.
Okay.
So we should learn from these things.
All right. So thank you very much, Joseph Stewart. Let's go to the line and speak to the next caller. Hello, caller. Not yet. But you can call us. Let's go to the line and see who's there. Hello, caller. Good evening. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you. My name is Julian Joseph, and I'll join you to from Mount Barclay.
Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate you guys for always taking your time to speak with the Liberian people on the issues that are facing our country in Liberia.
Yep.
Today, I'm one of the happiest men in Liberia. I was not talking about just like Barclay. I think it's not a mistake. I believe that this man who has come to power will lead to Liberia to a rightful path. I have no doubt in him by him doing the right thing. Look, I always hear people say, oh, but just so Boga have become president in this country, the country is hard, the country is big. If I look at Ghana, you look at the former president, who take Ghana today, make Ghana to be one of the states, one of the countries that's well developed in Liberia. It came a hard time. So Liberians, we have to work. Let us all support our leaders if we want for our country to go to another level.
Okay.
Now we always raise our country down. We always for social media for all of you to see that we buy places.
Okay.
I think this is not called for.
Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yes, please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening. My name is Peter D. Yoko, calling you from Bagan City, Bon Country.
Yoko, go ahead, sir.
Thank you for the show, and I also listened to the deliberation of our president. One thing he said that I pick up is the respect of the culture. You know, they respect him all from the beginning of Unity Party, we were led by Madam Ellen Phillips Johnson. There were so many abused languages to that lady, to our mother, for the 12 good years, and there was nothing done to those that were carrying on those abused languages to her or to the government. You know, the human rights business too, it has brought so many, their respect to the country. Human rights, freedom of speech. And I'm so thankful for the French-speaking country. They don't have all of those rights.
But we got to.
If you go against government or speak against government, they will deal with you according to.
Okay.
But in Liberia, we take everything just like that. Not 12 years at home are in power. We insult them all.
Thank you. We still have to have human rights. We cannot have people abusing others' rights, but we still have to have human rights. Let's go to the line again and see who's there. All right. So you call us on 0772 876481 0772
All right. So you call us on
876481. If you choose, just tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm seeing you, but you cut me off.
Yes, you exceeded the time we had allotted for you.
I only know depending on those things that happening that the president spoke of that it should not happen.
Yeah, but also
we should not continue to do that. The abuses, we should not do it to our leaders.
Agreed, but allow other citizens to also call.
Good.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go back to the line. Please reduce the volume of your radio.
Yeah.
Yes, please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Vanny Master. I'm calling you from Chicken Republic Council.
Vanny, let's hear you.
Yeah, I thank God for our president. We campaign the first campaign Sunday that really beat us, and I hope they will not beat us for nothing. This president will not make us shame. This president is not only president for the Unity Party, he's a president for Liberia, as he said, no party line. He's there for all Liberians. So you let us around our president for development. The agenda, the arrest agenda should work. We want to make sure we pray to God that our people from the interior, they should try to bring their cocoa, their coffee.
Hello.
Because he was one time agricultural minister. I hope that he will bring those things back.
Then we have to cut you if you won't listen. We didn't hear you talk anything about the topic we're discussing today. When you call the program, discuss the subject under discussion. We talk about groundbreaking for the construction of a complex. We heard nothing like that from you. I hope others will learn from you. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yes, please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening.
Are you hearing me? Okay, so let's go to the next caller. Is there a caller there? Please tell me your name and where you're calling from. Hello. We seem to be having a challenge there. Good evening, caller. Call us on 0772 876481. 0772 876481. your background. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, please tell me your name and where you calling from.
This is Terry Singbe. I'm calling you from the Ghana Fair.
Singbe, let's hear you.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to commend you guys for bringing the important program today. I would like today at LBS. I would like to, more especially to send my thanks and appreciation to the Director General, Eugene Facon, and also to our dynamic president. As the caller said, we did not go under the rain and the sun for nothing. At least we voted for what we want. Now that we're trying to look like or civilized society, I went to hear every junction today, tears almost ran from my eyes. That's all it's really clean and looking like our entrance of our city. So I would like to tell the president, thank you. I will tell you bravo and continue to work. When I listen to too many talks, so let it keep our rescue. Let it rescue the Liberian people and let it do it work. God will continue to bless. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the line again. Hello, caller. When you call, please move. Once you go through, move away from your radio. Cut off your receiver. Hello, caller. 0772 876481 0772. Hello, caller. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Kendrick. I'm calling from Kukuru.
Kendrick, go ahead.
Okay, what I want to tell the public this evening is that we congratulate our President Joseph Boada for the decision he has taken. You see, we appreciate him for whatsoever thing he has done in this country that going forward. We pray that we work well with our grand people. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thank you very much. I would like to say again that today we're talking about the groundbreaking that took place for the construction of a complex on the LBS. That was what we're talking about today. The President broke grounds. Hello there, caller.
Hello.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Hawa Mamuna. I'm calling from Gwangabon County.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me commend you guys for the show tonight. And I want to appreciate President Joseph Nima Bwaka, His Excellency, for the job we are done today for the groundbreaking of the new radio station. Although we follow it, and we know it will be better. We want to thank you for the development. And brother, if you end up Banga, you will not know the secretary compound that have been here since we have to know when there. Come and see the development in Banga. You will know we renovating the secretary compound and training the ministry purely in the presidential parties. You will see the OAPNC will be renovated. So there are a lot of things that go on. It's not just in Montreal, but in the rural country. Okay. And you see things going from one district to another. Telling the people what kind of development they want before the development can start.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's why we're happy about the television, because when the television comes,
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Everett Saki, commonly known as Pat Telaway from Lofa County. How do you do?
Pat Telaway, good evening. Please go ahead.
Oh, I'm very much impressed, and I want to tell you and Fabian in there first, thank you before going to the president and that of UG Fabian. I want to tell you, thank you very much for the hard work. You are doing well for the Liberian people. The president spoke well. And I'm not appealing to everybody, as he said, that everybody put hands together. But one recommendation I have for UG Fagan. We were in a bush in Lofa County with 5 distance from Bonjaman City. We could ask any other partner to help with at least some of the shortwave antennas so that we can be able to see the good movement of the country. Because if we don't have sufficient network to our serving, we will not enjoy the benefit. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So when you all telling us thank you, please also remember our panelists, because they all help us to make this work. It's a teamwork. They're there. Hello? And every night they're there. Good evening. Tell me your name and where you calling from. Hello, caller.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you coming on?
Fine.
Okay, so tell me what you have on your mind.
My name is Tama F. Tembe, calling from Dagbestown community.
Tama Tembe, let me hear you.
I thank our father, the president, His Excellency Joseph Nima Bakai, for his words that he spoke to us coming to manifestation. Breaking ground of the ERBC is clear indications that disseminations of messages will be well carried out across.
Okay.
To curtail the mismanagement of messages.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tambatengwe. Thank you so much. Yes. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, I'm Moses Doe. I do join from Ghana.
Moses Doe, let's hear you from Central Liberia.
Thank you. I'm very, very impressed when it comes to the program that we had today with the groundbreaking ceremony for the new television station.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next caller. Okay, so let me see this one. It's Christopher. Let me pick this one. It's Christopher Selly. Chris, are you trying to come on the radio, sir?
No, let me talk to you off air, please.
Okay, so please call back. Yes, please call back. Okay, yes. Let's go back to the telephone lines.
Hello.
Yes, tell me your name and where you calling from.
Yes, this is Matt Chikabachirian. I call you from Bikano City.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Yes, what I want to say is thank you to you guys for giving us every information, and I want to thank all the panelists also online. But I believe that this speech that the president gave is a heartfelt speech, and what he mentioned, I really admire is he told them that if you take the true message to the people, so I believe that some misleading messages have been going, and people that have been delivering such a message. So now we are urging the LBS family to take upon the true message to the people everywhere that yes, indeed, what is going on will be heard all around Liberia. So I want to say thank you so much. And we believe that the president, as he has started this, by the grace of God, he will do well because he meant well for the nation. Thank you so much.
Mark, thanks very much indeed. Let's go to the line for the next caller. Do we have a caller there?
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. I just left something out. I will let you say it. When I don't say I will be ungrateful, my conscience will not leave me right. This is a fancy command for the second time around. I want to
30 seconds.
Eugene Lami Pagon for a magnitude effort because he is the one who trying to change the dynamic of EFBC of this country. So I will appreciate the effort, a kind effort, a wisdom, a ideologist that you bring on table among your colleagues to foster this country. So Eugene Lami Pago, wherever you are, my heartfelt appreciation to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. A pat on the back for the DJ. Let's see who's on the line. Hello, caller.
Yeah, how are you? Good night. How you doing?
I'm doing good and hope you're doing fine too.
Okay, my name is J. Mohammed Cohen.
Mohammed, let's hear you.
I called you from Bon County.
Let's hear you
let
from
me
Central
appreciate
Liberia.
you for your program, and let me appreciate the minister himself. What I gathered from the president's speech is the challenge that he threw off to the director, the broadcasting director,
making sure that the interior of the length and breadth of Liberia become television and has a radio. I think that is welcoming. And another thing that really bad for me is the united we stand, divided we fall. We said we should work together, we should think together, and we should build Liberia. He said the country is moving for development. So it is all of us business. One thing he really said I admire was that he said, we don't care where you come from, what tribe you belong to, what party you fall, that is not the concern. The concern is our Liberia. So we ask all of us to be patriotic. One thing I would really want him to do, to build ministry, it shouldn't only be ELBC. I know a lot of ministry are not there, but I appreciate the program and I thank God for such a welcoming program, and we are looking forward to see more and more and more. Thank you. God bless you and bless our nation.
Mohammed, thanks very much indeed. Let's go back to the line and see who is there. Is there a call on the line? Please call your name and where you calling from.
Hello, good evening, my junior brother. How you doing?
Bless God for today. I hope you're doing fine. Please tell me your name and where you calling from.
And so my name is Brother S. Cambusne, and I talk to you from Lower Banyan Statutory District, Shano County.
Yeah, so let's hear you.
I want to say big thank you to our Excellency Dr. Joseph Nyima Boaka today for the groundbreaking. The old man will redeem the Liberian people according to the message. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much, Big Brother Snare. So let's go to the line and see who is there. Good evening, caller. Are you there? No, not yet. But you can call on 0772876481, 772-876481. And you'll be live on Nightline Liberia. We're talking groundbreaking today and the president's
hello.
Yes, good evening. Tell me your name and where you calling from.
This is Kendrick joining from Oulu.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I left the Honorable Director General of the Liberia Broadcasting System out.
Okay.
I just want to appreciate him for the high level of work that we have been doing to LBS. I want to appreciate him, to applaud him for your work.
Okay. Kendrick, thank you very, very much. Let's see who's there. Hello, caller. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please call your name and tell me where you're calling from. Please speak up a little.
My name is Ambo M4, calling from the rehab bureau of the house.
Okay.
I just called to commend you for you, Fabian, Patrick, who is not well, and our sister Koto. And then for the program today, you know, when you come to the disco of wisdom, you know, indeed our president spoke with wisdom, open the media to everybody, other party, what's our religion, we all go on the table and sit together and discuss like bro. So like some of my colleagues here, doing the first round and second round, I wanted to who was for Unity Party. I think my effort did not go in vain.
Okay.
So I said,
okay. Thank you very, very much, Swa. We still have some time. 772876481. Let's go to the line and pick this caller. Hello, caller.
good evening.
Good evening. Your name, where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Galak. I calling from Wakosha. First time to be pizza.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me first of all say thanks to you guys in studio and that on the panelists. I always monitoring the program. And also I want to say thanks and appreciation to the Honorable President for the excellent job as you've been doing in the country and country alive. We pray for success in his life so that we can achieve better. Thank you very much for the time you follow me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good night.
Thank you. Have a pleasant night as well. Let's go to the line for the next caller. Good evening, caller. Are you there, caller?
Hello.
Yes. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Kuba today. I'm calling from Boston.
Let's hear you.
Yes, I want to be so grateful again and appreciative for all our dealers. We God is really idea for this time of our country. And I pray that the wisdom of God should renew the so that we do more and more for this country. I love Liberia so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much and welcome. Let's go to the line, talk to the next person. Good evening, caller.
Hello.
Yes, please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Lincoln FJ. I joined from Aslan Avenue to be considered to River G County.
Lincoln, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the president speech that he gave. I was very impressed. So I want to say bravo to him that he's breaking ground for our new complex of EFBC. So I want to thank you. Let you continue your effort so much. I know that he meant for development for this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Lincoln. Let's go to the next one. Hello, caller. Good evening, caller.
Good evening. Good evening, EFBC.
Yes, where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from River G County, that is Fish County specifically.
So let's hear you.
Okay, I want to join the many callers who have called tonight to appreciate our president and also the LBS family. I think what we are seeing is a clear indication that Liberia is about to rise.
Okay.
So I want to appreciate our president. I want to appreciate the GG and all of you who are with the LBS family for the work well done, and also the Chinese government for their intervention. I believe within the shortest possible time, there will be vision and radio all over our country. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We will stop here tonight. We'll stop. There's somebody on the line. All right, so let's take this one as a bonus. Good evening, sir. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm Isa Gan, calling for the rescue son, but now I'm calling the president's son.
Okay.
I'm calling for the rehab bill.
So let's hear you.
Yeah, we voted this person for reason. And we are seeing a reason our father doing for one of my grandfather. I can say my father, my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
We voted for purpose. Like the purpose is serving like people. We voted for development.
Okay.
We voted for one economic purpose. We voted to rescue us.
Okay.
And that's what the president doing. I appreciate it, but so much into the highway.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Last one there. Thank you very much. We voted this president for a purpose, and the purpose is on course. Almost all of the callers tonight, in fact, I dare say all of the callers are very grateful, very thankful for the initiative undertaken by Liberia and China, but more so for the president's commitment and living up to the commitment that he's made in his vision for Liberia, the RS agenda, and they think they can only hope for the president to do more. But let me leave this first to our panelist. She's the Luna tonight. Mm-hmm. Koto is the Luna tonight. So you listen out to our callers. All commendations. What's your reaction?
Yeah, thank you very much, Savon. I see the people reception are very, good, and many of them are saying that they voted this president in, and what they voted for is what they are saying. And sometimes is they say it's good to have a dream, but also if the dream is not implemented, it's not a good dream. I see this dream they had for Liberia. And for the dream to be successful, it had to be people who work towards the dream. And that was the president making the initiative, giving the responsibility to the DG, and then trickle down to the staff and members of the LBS family. But I also want to thank the Chinese government for taking this initiative, because it takes a responsible person to see that there is a need, or there is a responsible person they can give a tax to perform. And I think for them seeing it necessary at this time to give the responsibility to the DG, that is probably the dream he had, and how hard he worked. Because to make such a challenge in a 5 months period or 6 months. I don't know when the initiative started. It takes a high, level of encouragement and also the staff. But again, all this have to happen because I see a president who has a passion and want to leave a legacy. And leaving a legacy means to work hard to change the mind of the people or work to developing the mind of the people. And this is some of the thing, and that's the one of the biggest way that you can change the mind of the people or build their mind is to give them the right information, what you are doing, and let them see exactly what you are doing. And if they see this, they will know that the government is doing something, or the president is doing a good work. And I see many of them like with the passion from the quarters, they are appreciating some of the changes that have been seen so far. So if they are like the television is all around, people will be able to see, from various points, every part of the countries where the development, going on. And I also, like a tax giving, and I also see that there are hardworking people like you guys there. I also want to commend you guys, man. You guys doing well because that program was actually successful. And today, it was one of the day that I saw that the president has was audible. That have been one of the things I've been texting people every time the president is having the program. They have either the mic or something. I don't know why, or what they are. They are not doing right. But today it was on a point. I must give it to you guys. You guys did a better setup. I mean, every part of that speech was very audible, and that I give it to you guys today. And I hope other will follow suit because we know that our president has a low tone. It needs I don't know whether it's uh, a kind of sound system that should be there to pop up the volume, but I don't know. But today you guys really did well, and that I must give it to you guys. The volume was very clear and understandable. And I want to say this is the arrest part of the arrest agenda, and I see that you guys are working for the fulfillment of the agenda, and I just want to give it to you guys. Thank you. Thanks to everybody that make this program a success today, from the Chinese government to our president and to our DG and all the staff of the LBS family. I want to say thanks, and I appreciate all of you.
Yeah. Imagine the program was taking place on the main compound of LBS, and if our audio wasn't good enough, then there will be many more questions to ask because this is LBS for God's sake. Our duty we by radio is audio. Does that call the sounds you listen to? Is Koto still speaking? I can hear her.
No.
Okay, so the president came over to LBS for the groundbreaking. So if the audio was not good, then probably we would have to answer some questions fairly enough because we deal with audio and we deal with audio visual. So it's television, it's radio. When the audio is not good, it is our place to try our best to make it look the best it can. No wonder why we are going to have a new complex with new facilities and all of that. It is all part of the effort to provide high quality services to the people of Liberia. That you can be in look at the lady from Bone County. She's trying to give a description of what is happening with development there. Imagine if she was standing in front of a television or camera and the images were coming. That will give us an opportunity. Vivid description. In fact, nobody will even have to tell us the story, only maybe to tell us how they're doing, what they're doing, but we will be able to see clearly what is happening. Somebody will be calling from Harper. You will see what's going on from River G. We have a couple of calls from River G as well. Sino County, all around the country, we'll be seeing what's going on. We're just like, let's go around Liberia on screen. And the same way we sit here in the morning and call Bong, Lofa, Nimba, Granjida, Maryland, Sino, Grambassa, Cape Mount, Bapolu, Bomi, the same way we'll be doing by way of television, going all around. I mean, it is possible. It's about the commitment, it's about the vision, which we now see happening. And like Koto said, many thanks to the Chinese. The president did say they are not just getting to meet LBS today, they have been there before. They know LBS and LBS knows them. But what is most important also is the motivation. I mean, I was watching the director general when he was speaking last night and said, oh, people are like, I'm not a journalist, but I'm getting the job done. What it takes is the passion. You must have the passion. Once you have the passion, you will do the job. Somebody says, okay, Saidu Fofana, I'm watching live from New Crew Town, District number 16. Okay, that sounds good. But let's hear from Fabine also as we gradually go towards.
Yes, before coming, we have, let's see, Jerry Yasia said exactly, decent mannerism is key to democratic growth. The comments keep coming in.
Yes.
And people are actually watching not only from Montserrado, but from other Leeward counties, especially on television. Seattle is back again. He's watching from District 16 rather. That is from New Crew Town. And yeah, so we have Mo Mason watching from behind Bele Yala Camp. That is in Wapolu. Okay.
Camp 3, behind Bele Yala Camp 3.
Bele Yala Camp 3. And Jerry Yasia is back again on the screen. So Victor Garcini, who says, good evening, LBS family. I'm following from the port city of Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, at least since February. ELBC frequency is clear in Buchanan City. I always use my smartphone radio to listen to other programs. Thank to every one of you at LBS for the job well done. He's Victor Garcini from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. So you can do the same by sending in your comments, and we will.
Mo Mason is back from Bele Yala Camp 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, Koto is okay. Prince Pelewa, yeah.
Prince Pelewa, then Victor Gassini is back, pushing Prince back, and more coming in.
So yeah, we listened to our panelist, Koto, the lone panelist, and she spoke well, and she talked about the audio or the visual audio. Okay, Francis Page say he's from Bom Mine City, Bom County. Let me appreciate our government and the LBS family for the hard work. Jacob Akwe says, I'm watching from Israel Community Fendel on Kakata Highway. I appreciate the government and the people of China. Yeah, so the comments keep coming in. And as they keep coming, okay, Prince Pellewes, I'm following the show tonight live in Pipeline Community, Painesville. So yes, Flomo Livingston watching from the US. We will be winding down gradually. Our producer is signaling us. And so yes, Koto, she did give her parting comments, and I heard her mention about the audio. Well, it's ELBC and live from the compound. Obviously, we have equipment that we broadcast with clarity. And so it was very clear today that was a great job done. We have our Junes and what have you. But I won't say much because a lot of our callers said it all, and even our panelists. So we want to thank the government of Liberia and the Chinese government for the initiative. And we look forward to seeing more of that. I think it's all for now.
Thank you very much. So we say here, talk free, talk clean. I talk, you talk. They talk, we talk. But together, we must talk clean and love our country, think our country, and build our country. An American president once said, think not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And in the words of our own president, President Joseph Newman Boakai, let us think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Thanks everybody for being a part. Thanks to our technicians in here. Thanks to Fabin. Thanks to our panelists. Even those who have not been coming on lately, they are still part of the process. I assure you they do follow. Thanks to the management team for doing us proud today. Thanks to the Chinese for coming up. Let's do this again on Monday. Remember, we're taking a weekend break. Don't look for us at the weekend. Look for us Monday evening at 8 o'clock when Fabian and I will be here with the rest of our panelists. Do have a wonderful weekend. My name is Anthony Van Wen.